Hey everyone, welcome back to M&M PTE NAATI. This is Manmohit. Now guys, in today's video, I am going to continue the short series that we have recently started, and we would be covering up the important topics in this one in the form of short series. And in today's video, I am going to discuss with you all about the write from dictation, all the tips and strategies and what needs to be done, what things to avoid, all those things would be covered. So let's just begin with this video. If you need any sort of help and support with your PTE or the NAATI exam, could be Hindi, Punjabi or Gujarati, we do have the prediction file, one-on-one consultations, coaching, all that stuff available. So if you want that, you can get in touch with us on either Instagram or Facebook and we can have a discussion. The links are right there in the description, or you can just search for M&M PTE NAATI. So this is the topic, write from dictation. So basically what happens is in the exam, you would be getting in total 3 to 4 sentences. And that's the very last topic of your PTE exam. And in terms of the length of the sentences, we are looking at 7 to 15 words. It could be anywhere in between these words. And in the exam, we have usually seen that it can range from as low as 7 or 8 words, and they can even give you a 14 or a 15 word sentence. So we gotta work hard for this one. In terms of the preparation time, as in before the audio starts to play, they will be giving you 7 seconds. So there's a countdown saying 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then the audio starts to play. And in terms of the marks, it is giving you marks in the listening and the writing module both. And for listening, we're looking at approximately 30 marks out of 90. And for the writing, we're looking at approximately 35 to 40 marks out of 90. So a very heavy topic, very extremely important topic, I would say, considering the amount of marks we're getting. So even if you're aiming for 50, 65, 79 or a perfect 90, this is going to be a game changer. So we have to work really hard on this one. Now, few things to keep in mind. Write from dictation, what happens is, because you would be listening to an audio, and then your job is to type your answer on the computer screen that would be provided. We are never going to just follow these 2 steps. We are going to follow something we called 3-step strategy. So what happens in the 3 steps is, the very first, now I've seen students, some of the students, what they do is they tend to just memorize the sentence and then just write down as much as they could. This is not how this works. If you just try to memorize and try to write the complete sentence, there is a great chance that you will make mistakes. You will make, let's say, spelling mistakes, or you will just skip a couple of words, and that is not what we want. Each word carries at least 1 mark in the exam. So what we do is we always take notes first. Now notes can be taken in 2 different ways. We can either just take the abbreviations, or we can take initials, or depending on someone else, you can just go for abbreviations and initials both. Abbreviations means short form of the words. Initial means just the very first letter of every single word, and abbreviations plus initials, as the name says, means mixing them both, depending on what your comfort zone is and whatever you feel is more working for you. I'll go for that. For me personally, initials work pretty easily, so I'll go for initials, but again, it could be either of them. Step 2 has to be, now this is very crucial step. Many students tend to miss to save some time, but that is not what we're looking for. We want to expand all the words in our notebook. So in the exam, when you would be given that notebook, erasable notebook, what you have to do is you have to make sure, once you have taken the initials or abbreviations, expand every single word in full in writing and then type it down. Because when you type it down, your speed may not be as quick as compared to your writing. And so when you type and you've already got the complete sentence written with you, it becomes extremely easy for you to type down the sentence, because even if you forget a couple of words, you can just refer back to your notes, the ones that you have just taken. Third step obviously has to be typing down the answer in the computer screen. And I'll add another step, and that is proofread, which again, few students tend to miss. They just type the sentence, and to save some time, they'll move towards the next sentence. No, that is not how it happens. You gotta take another 30 seconds or so to proofread every single word. Even if it's such a small word as the, THE, I'll still make sure that I've not made a spelling mistake on that, just to avoid any sort of let's say, silly mistakes and then losing marks because of that. It's 1 mark per one word, and in writing, it's even more than that. So we gotta be very careful with that. In terms of how much time you should be giving to answer each sentence, my recommendation should be at least 2 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes is a good amount of time. So if you watch our other videos where we have given you the time management for your listening module, you would understand why am I saying 2 to 3 minutes on this particular task. We will save time from the other topics which are not important. And then on this very last topic, we'll make sure we give it at least 2 minutes to follow all these 4 steps. That's very important. Now, before I give you an example of one sentence, I just want to cover up few things, and I would call them as important things to keep in mind, right? First is obviously spellings, right? Now, spellings, we do know there are a couple of different variations of the spelling, like there is an American spelling, there is a British spelling. So I'll just get this one right out of the bat that both of the spellings are acceptable. So you're more than welcome to just use either of them. You can use either COLOR or you can use COLOUR. Both are absolutely fine. After spellings, we have is your grammar. Another thing that is extremely important. So we have to make sure that the sentence is grammatically correct. That means the first letter has to be capital, as it would be with any sentence. And we have to put either a full stop or a question mark at the end, depending on what type of sentence did we get in the exam. Most likely you will be getting a full stop, but it can be a question mark as well. So you will need to work out which one would be there. So grammatically, sentence have to be accurate. And during the sentence, if you feel that they did take a pause and it was a natural pause where a sentence was divided into 2 phrases, we also gotta put a comma, but that will depend on our grammar knowledge. But yes, all these grammar rules needs to be taken care of because they will be giving you marks in your writing module. Next I have is the symbols. So symbols, basically we can say the exclamations. That's something we cannot use. Then you can say dollars or percent. So all these symbols, whenever they say $25, what I'm going to do is I'll write down 25. I'll come to the numbers in a second, but dollars I will need to write down in alphabets. If they say 25% or percentage, then I will need to write down 25%, not the percent symbol. Symbols do not work. They are incorrect. Next I have is, I'll discuss the numbers first. So numbers can be used in both ways. I can either write 25 or I can write 20-5. Both are absolutely correct, but my recommendation here has to be go with the numbers, the numerics, not with the alphabets, because you don't want to overcomplicate your answer for no reason. Prefer not doing this. Just go with the numerics. That's a lot easier. And then if they say dates as in something happened on 25th October 1959. So I will say 25th 25th. Then I'll put a space. August, A has to be capital. Then I'll put a comma. Then I'll put a space. Then I'll put 1959. Now this comma over here is optional. You can either put a comma or you can just not put that comma. It is absolutely perfect. As long as you follow this correct format, it is absolutely correct. So 25th space August, A capital, comma or no comma, then space 1959 would be my correct answer. Now, if you were to do this would be absolutely wrong. And the reason is these forward slashes. Again, it comes back to the same part, which is symbols. We can't use them. And because of that, this would be incorrect. My correct format has to be this one. It's highly unlikely you will be getting the complete date format in the exam. Most likely what I've seen is they do give you either the date or the date and the month or just the year. Like they won't give you the complete thing. They can, but I haven't really seen that. It's not very common, but either of them can be there. But you should still know how to write down the perfect date in the real exam. So what I now would do is I'll play a sentence and I'll take the initials first of the sentence, and afterwards I'll expand those words and I'll speak out the sentence instead of typing because I wouldn't be able to type over here. But then at least just so you guys know that how I would be following all these 3 and 4 steps. So I'm just going to play the audio now.
Before choosing your university courses, you should consider your future career.
Okay, so before choosing your university courses, you should consider your future career. Before choosing your university courses, filled a comma, you should consider your future career. Now, what I've done is afterwards, obviously my third step would be I'll start typing my answer. And my fourth step would be to proofread. And that's what I do simultaneously. Now, what I did was the moment they started speaking out the sentence, I did not wait for them to finish the sentence and then I started taking initials. No, I'm not memorizing and writing it down. I'm listening to the audio and at the same time, I'm just separating the very first letter of every single word and I'm just writing it down like this. The moment I finished writing with my initials, without wasting a single second, I started expanding all the words one by one in full. Now, not abbreviating or anything, I'm writing them down in full. Now, the handwriting is not that readable, right? But I can understand that. That's what all matters, as long as you can understand your own handwriting. Now, I did not go by expanding the words like slowly, like before, choosing, like going this slow. No, what I did was as quickly as possible, I started speaking out the sentence loudly. I started speaking out the words loudly. And then at the same time, I started expanding them as quickly as possible. This is what you want to do in the exam as well. And also while practicing. The sentence is still fresh in your mind. You want to take the sentence from your brain and write it down on a piece of paper as quickly as possible before you forget even a single word. Now, once I've written down the complete sentence, now is my chance to fix up the grammar. Now, I felt there was a comma after one phrase and they did took a small pause. So I put a comma over here. Now, because I've written down my complete sentence on my notebook, now when I go to type my answer, even if I type very slowly, it doesn't matter because I've got the sentence written in front of me and then I can type all the words down word by word without missing a single word. And once that's done, that's when what I'll do is I'll proofread the complete sentence to check for any spellings like before choosing your university courses. I'll check all the spellings to make sure there's not a single spelling mistake, putting a full stop and moving on. Another thing that I can discuss over here is adding words. Now, this is quite a thing right now everywhere. Like, can we add any additional words or not? Yes, we can. There's no negative marking as such in this particular topic. So this thing is working at the moment, at the day I'm recording this video. If it can change in the future, I'm not sure. But at this stage, it is definitely working. If it changes in the future, we'll definitely update you with another video. But for now, we can add few words and it should be all good. What that means is when I feel that I'm not sure of a spelling of a word, or if I'm not sure of if the word was a singular or a plural or a past or a present tense, in that case, I can just add another word of the same structure and then I can get marks for the correct words and I will not lose marks for the incorrect words. So for example, if I was not sure if the word is university or universities as in singular or plural, what I'll do is I can write down university and at the same time I can also write down universities. And when Pearson checks this exam, they'll give me mark for the word university, which is the correct one. And they will just not do anything about the word which I just added as an additional word. As of now, there's no negative marking or they don't deduct any marks at all for that. Same, future, career, before choosing your. If I was not sure if the word was, let's say, career or careers, like singular or plural, I'll just put both of the words, career and careers both. And whichever one would be correct, I'll get marks for that. Sequence of the sentence also does not matter. So you can just put the word career and careers next to each other, or you can just put the word careers at the very beginning of the sentence. That is again absolutely fine. They don't deduct any marks for that. Okay, so that's a good thing of Write From Dictation. But like I always say, do not overdo this thing. You don't want to add like 10, 15 additional words and then just be in the eyes of Pearson. Like, you don't want to make it so obvious. Whichever word you feel that you are not sure of, you are confused with the spelling or the past, present, singular or plural thing, yes, you can add words, but do not overdo it. So this is what I wanted to share for this Write From Dictation sentence. So this is what I wanted to discuss with all of you for the Write From Dictation topic. I hope this video was helpful. If you have got any sort of questions or anything, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below, and me and Mohit can answer you as quickly as possible. And if you need any sort of specific content, let's say if you're struggling with any topic, put that in the comment section and we can make the videos based on those topics on a quicker basis as compared to what we have got planned. And if you need any sort of help and support with your PTE or the NAATI exam, Hindi, Punjabi or Gujarati, you can get in touch with us on either Instagram or Facebook. All the best if you have got your exams coming soon. Stay safe wherever you are, and I'll see you all in the next video.